M328148, case of style of the state of Texas versus Christopher L. Anderson. That's Mr. Oh, he just walked out, Mr. Fagger's case.
You want to make it Mr. Faggett?
Mr. Fagger.
Just call you Mr. Faggett.
It's on Anderson, Christopher Anderson. Mr. Anderson,
Is here, Your Honor.
Where is- okay, would you please come
When
forward?
we approach,
Yes,
we have been in discussion with the state about a resolution, and one time
stand in front of the bench.
they had talked about an offer, but I have not received that firm offer yet, and I've had requested one. So that's kind of, is it Kobe's case?
So you
For
still
right
need,
now, but I'll have to get an offer to him. So.
now, do you want me to hold on it, or do you just gonna reset, or you just need it reset?
You want to ask for a reset so I can get the actual offer that we discussed? Yes. Okay, let's get to a reset.
Okay, give us a reset date. Okay, this case is gonna be reset to January 10th, give you an opportunity to get an offer. Mr. Anderson, your attorney is gonna get a copy of your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go. You can stand over here in front of our court administrator. Aaron Britt, calls number M333924. Sir, you need to take your hat off. Okay, this is cause number M333924. Case of style of state of Texas versus Aaron Britt. Ms. Britt, is that your full name? How are you doing, Ms. Britt? You okay? That's good. Now, Ms. Britt, you're representing your case by your Attorney Mark Fagger. Attorney Fagger, what's your announcement, Ms. Britt's case?
We have, I have received the discovery in this case. I had really not had an opportunity to visit with Ms. Britt, but other than briefly, we're awaiting an offer on the state before we make a decision on how we want to proceed. We requested an offer.
Right, he sent a list of clients last week, so that's Kobe's, but I'll get an offer to him.
Okay,
Maybe we have one more reset.
yes, give us a reset date. Okay, this case will be reset January 10th, give you an opportunity to get an offer from the state. Ms. Britt, stay in contact with your attorney. Your attorney's gonna get your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you're free to go and you have a blessed day. Next case is cause number M331520, case of style of state of Texas versus David Daniel Garza. David Garza.
Mr. Garza, Your Honor, is down in felony court.
Oh,
He should
okay.
be down here after they.
Okay, we'll hold on it. Next case is cause number 23CCCR 0214. Case of style of state of Texas versus Lakeisha D. Keys.
Your Honor, she's present. I visited with her. We're waiting an offer on the state from the state on that one as well.
Ms. Keys, you can come forward. How you doing, Ms. Keys? That's good. And you waiting on an offer on this case as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
Give us a reset date. January 10th. Okay, Ms. Keys, your attorney's gonna get your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you're free to go. You have a blessed day. Thank you.
Yeah.
Next,
Rico Berto
what page and what docket is it on?
on the, hold on the announcement document, page 8,
Page
he's
8.
here.
Roberto Rios. Okay, so last week. Ms. Carrazzo. He's on page 6 of the announcement docket. Okay, next case is cause number M331060. Case is style of the state of Texas versus Richard Charles Nolan.
That's another one, Your Honor. We have discussed this case with the state and we're trying to resolve something. If you'll set it one more time for announcement docket.
What is his last name or something?
Nolan. On the announcement docket.
Yeah.
The same day. Yeah, this case was reset January 17th, 2023. Mr. Nolan, your case is on, huh? Oh, that's at 2024. Your case is going to be reset to January 17th, 2024. Once you get your case reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. You're welcome. We have anything there? Just dismissal. Let's see what we have, Mr. Macy. His client is on Zoom. Okay. Mr. Macy. Next case is cause number M332534. Case is style of the state of Texas versus Kiana H. Kincaid. Ms. Kincaid is on Zoom. Ms. Kincaid, you can take your mic off of mute.
Hello, sir.
Okay, how you doing, Ms. Kincaid?
I'm okay. How are you?
Ms. Kincaid, I see here, there's a note on this docket sheet that said that you were to appear in person today. Why are you not here?
Sir, I had no transportation to make it there, and I also did not make a decision with the offer.
Okay, but you still have to be here in person.
Oh,
Okay.
well, I didn't know.
Well, you did know because we told you that on the last time we had the docket. Okay. So where are you located?
I'm on Zoom.
No, I'm talking about in where you're presently located. I'm not saying, I know you're on Zoom because I'm talking to you on Zoom. Are you in,
Sorry?
are you in Jefferson County?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you need to be here. We're gonna be here. You need to be here before this docket is over. If you're not here in person, your bond is gonna be forfeited.
But I mean, what if I'm not able to find any way
Your
there?
bond is gonna be forfeited. You're supposed to be here in person. We told you that the last time. You have been appearing on Zoom several times, and so we told you that you need to be here in person, and that was, when was our last reset? About 2 months ago? August the 28th, so you had ample time to make arrangements to get here. You live here in Jefferson County. So your bond is gonna be forfeited if you're not here in person.
Well, I didn't know it was mandatory.
Okay, well, it's mandatory.
So what time do I have?
Well, right now, I'm probably gonna be in at about 12 o'clock. Yeah, we have 3 doctors, and we have a courtroom full of people.
So you're
Okay.
saying till 12?
I'm saying we're probably gonna be here to at least 12. So you need to start making some arrangements. You need to be here in person. Okay?
Okay, sir.
All right. Okay, okay. Well, she needs to be here. Cause number M332164. Case is style the state of Texas versus Bryce Smith. Okay.
Now that's,
Was that,
Mr. Dole.
was that the one that had
Different.
Mr. Smith? You say Dahl had somebody?
Well, I think, Mr. Dole's on one and I'm on one.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Your Honor, the one I'm on, we've received all the discovery and gone over.
Okay.
it, and we're requesting a trial.
Okay, give us the trial setting. Now, this is on cause number M332164. You say December 4th? Okay, this case will be reset to December 4th, 2023. Your attorney's gonna give you a reset. Now you have another attorney on the other case. You're gonna have to wait for him to arrive to make an announcement on the other case, okay? Okay, and Mr. Lane, I think this is your only
I
case?
think it's the only one.
Okay, you're free to go. You have a blessed day.
Thank you.
No, one, the one that that Attorney Lane is on. Dahl is on. Yeah, Attorney Dahl is not here. He's on the other case. Next case is cause number M334280. Case is style of state of Texas versus Herbert Devon Riley. See, he has a felony.
His felony's been reset, but he's entered a plea. It's more like that. I don't know if they've had time to do the paperwork.
Oh, on this case? Okay,
Yes.
Right, I'm doing the
okay.
discovery.
Just,
You want to
just,
have a seat?
yeah, just have a seat. We'll call you back up. Roll. Next case is cause number M334206, case is style of state of Texas versus Daquin Cantu.
Judge, I'm here, I haven't seen Mr. Kent. Well, could I have some time to talk to him, Judge?
Yes, just have a seat. Next case is cause number M327954, case is style of state of Texas versus Erica Alice Reese. Okay. Ms. Reese, your full name is Erica Alice Reese? How you doing, Ms. Reese? That's good. Ms. Reese, you're represented by your attorney, Attorney Langston Adams. Attorney Adams, how are you doing? And Mr. Adams, what is your announcement in Ms. Reese's case?
Judge, if you look at your docket sheet, the last time we were seeing.
No good ad.
To watch the video,
Oh,
and what happened is that since then, my client has decided to accept the offer of paid restitution of $528.42 to dismiss the case. And she just needs time to get.
how much time do you need? She said 30 days?
Now, you know, you gotta have the money now.
It's just put it, you can put this on any one of these. You can put it on a Friday. It don't have to be on a. She's paying restitution for dismissal.
Right, it's $528.42.
December 15th. Okay, this case will be reset to December 15th, 2023 as restitution. For dismissal.
Yeah. she does.
Okay. The attorney's gonna get your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you can stand over there and get your reset. Once you get your reset, you're free to go and you have a blessed day.
And I had this one.
Done. The next case is, actually got two other cases. You got the next case on the pretrial conference docket is cause number M328386 case of style of the state of Texas versus Askira Tatiana Jones to sign for pretrial diversion.
I think that's December the 6th, right?
Mhm.
That's when it is.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, you be at December the 6th.
Okay. We're gonna give a no, yeah, second week. Okay, so we're gonna reset this case to December 13th of 2023, give you opportunity to sign up for the pretrial diversion on the third floor at the DA's office. Okay, but you have to be there. What date is it?
December 6th.
December 6th.
This is it, from my understanding.
December 6th. They clear you down.
Next case is cause number M330746. Case is style of the state of Texas versus, is that Doc Go? Mr. Go, would you please come forward? Doc Go, he's on the jury trial docket.
Yeah.
That's it.
Doc Go. Now, Mr. Go, your full name is, well, your name is Doug Go? Doug?
Yes.
Doug Go? Okay, Mr. Go, how are you doing?
Fine.
That's good. Mr. Go, you're representing your case by your attorney, Attorney Langston Adams. And Attorney Adams, what is your announcement in Mr. Go's case? You ready? And state, what is your announcement? State's ready. Okay. Need to be back tomorrow at 1:30. Pick a jury.
We up? For sure.
What?
11, number 11.
Yeah, but we don't know how
Yeah.
this case is gonna shake
We
down.
got 27.
Yeah,
Hold on, so I'm born at 27 tomorrow.
You're 1 or 27.
you won, you may be the one.
Might be the one. though.
Yeah, we've had,
That bad.
we had somebody 16 ended up being one.
Yeah.
So
So it's like flip a coin.
17.
No.
17. Yeah.
if somebody pleads, the case will plead out, dismiss, or whatever happens.
So just come back 1:30.
We'll let you know, yeah. Yeah, we'll get our trial order later on, once we our jury, once we finish with the docket. Okay, yeah, we'll number it.
We've got it by age already judged.
Right,
We'll give you those.
okay,
All right,
okay.
1:30.
All right.
1:30.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. Okay. All right, thank you, Judge.
Okay, you're welcome.
We appreciate you.
Okay, you're welcome. What's the gentleman? Sir, what's your name? Barat.
We're on a appeal matter out of JP4.
It's probably on trial now. Yes, probably on the announcement docket. This is JP.
Yes, they'll do it. Matter of 54. I think Cornelius would be a.
Cornelius?
Well,
It's been a while.
You talked to him or?
Not since last time. Last time we heard via Zoom, judge, because I was in Montgomery County on the matter. So you.
Okay, I'll try to get him talking.
Cornelius? Oh, that's right. Cornelius did come down here one time.
You don't know.
Yeah,
Let me
No,
talk
he
to
did.
him. Just give us a.
Absolutely.
okay,
Thank you, Judge.
okay. That's Ms. Barrasso. Did we, is Rigobert? Let me get Ms. Barrasso. Rigoberto Rios, cause number 23 CCCR 0540. This gentleman that was in Minnesota. He was in Minnesota last week, right?
Yes, he was the one that was on Zoom.
Right.
having heart trouble.
Okay. Now this is cause number two. Is- This is cause number 23 CCCR 0540. Case of style of state of Texas versus Rigoberto Rios. Mr. Rios, is that your full name? Now, Mr. Rios, actually, you're representing this case by Todd Cash and Attorney Laurie Perazzo appearing in court today as Attorney Perazzo. Attorney Perazzo, how are you doing?
Doing well, Your Honor. Thank you.
You're welcome. State is represented in this case by Attorney Kobe Hopper. Attorney Hopper, how are you doing?
Good, John, thanks.
Now, Ms. Perazzo, what is your announcement in Mr. Rios' case?
Your Honor, I just need a moment to speak with
Okay.
Mr. Rios, and I
Oh,
think it's gonna be a fine, it's a class C skill.
okay, I'll put a hold on it.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Okay, and I think, do you have another one?
I have two, Your Honor.
Okay,
If we find something particular.
phone is. Make sure that your phone is off. Not supposed to have your phones on in court. Yeah, what?
Yeah, let me look at it.
Oh, let me stop a minute. For you. Okay, yeah. Next case is cause number 23 CCCR 1056, case of style, the state of Texas versus Yasniel Tina Abello.
That's not mine. Your Honor.
That was mine, Judge. That's one.
Oh, that's the one, okay. That's the one we got on
Our
hold.
names, I think our names are similar.
Okay, yeah, I said Perazzo and Perazza.
Yeah.
Okay. Next case is cause number 23 CCCR 0046. Case of style, the state of Texas versus Adrian Gonzalez Fontes. Mr. Fontes, your full name is Adrian Gonzalez Fontes. How you doing, Mr. Fontes?
Fine, Sam.
That's good, Mr. Fontes. You're representing your case by your attorney, Laura Perazzo. Ms. Perazzo, what is your announcement in Mr. Fontes' case?
Your Honor, I think today is going to be a plea. I just need to make
Okay.
sure we're on the same page still, and then I can.
Okay, I'll just put a hold, just have a seat, and we'll call you back up.
Okay, thank you.
Next case is cause number M334142. Case of style, the state of Texas versus Trishika Chevelle Rudolph. Ms. Rudolph, your full name is Trishika Chevelle Rudolph. How you doing, Ms. Rudolph? You okay? That's good. Now, Ms. Rudolph, you're representing your case by your attorney, Ms. Perazzo. Ms. Perazzo, what's your announcement in Ms. Rudolph's case?
Your Honor, we're just waiting to get an offer from the state. I believe we'll be getting one today, and we may dispose of it today based on what that is. If not, we'll just ask for a reset.
Okay, I just put a hold on it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, you just have a seat.
Okay.
Okay. Next case is cause number M333019, case of style of the state of Texas versus Elgin Jenkins Jr. Would you please come forward? Your full name is Elgin Jenkins Jr. How you doing, Mr. Jenkins? How are you doing? That's good. Now, Mr. Jenkins, you're representing your case by your attorney Brandon Monk. Attorney Monk, how are you doing?
Good, sir.
That's good. Now, Mr. Monk, what is your announcement in Mr. Jenkins' case?
We're ready.
Okay. State?
We're ready, yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna have to give you a number. So you'll be back tomorrow at 1:30. Okay. Okay, Mr. Jenkins, you'll be back tomorrow at 1:30. Stay in contact with your attorney. He'll inform you what you need to do. Okay. We'll see you. Next case is cause number M331988. Case is style the state of Texas versus Leonard Greg Murphy. Mr. Murphy, your full name is Leonard Greg Murphy. Okay, how you doing, Mr. Murphy? That's good. Can't be better than being blessed. Now, Mr. Murphy, you're represented by your attorney Monk. Attorney Monk, what is your announcement in Mr. Murphy's case?
Ready.
State?
Sure.
Okay, so we'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow at 1:30. We'll do our trial order sometimes this afternoon after the doc.
Thank you.
Okay, stay in contact with your attorney. You're free to go. And y'all have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, who else do we have? Yeah. Next case is cause number M333264, case of style, the state of Texas versus Javier Flores. Mr. Flores, your full name is Javier Flores.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Flores?
Doing great, yourself?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Flores, you represented in case by your attorney Tom Roebuck. Attorney Roebuck, how are you doing?
Fine, Your Honor.
You're welcome. And the state is represented in this case by attorney Erica Porter. Ms. Porter, how are you doing? Okay. Now, before we get started, I think I just need to make a disclosure. I know Mr. Flores, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, I think we met while you were at Lamar, is that correct?
Lamar.
Lamar University, EIA?
No, I was never part of it. I
Oh.
just helped.
Okay, I just know him from the Lamar group that I work with. He said he wasn't a part of it. And so if the state think that there may be a conflict of interest, the court be willing to recuse itself.
No, yeah.
You waive any conflict?
Yeah.
Mr. Roebuck, you waive any conflict? Okay, now, Mr. Roebuck, Mr. Flores' case is on the announcement docket. What is your announcement?
I've got some discovery issues. I think there must be a problem with the portal.
Okay.
Reset.
So you need reset to get your discovery.
Yes, sir.
Give us a reset date. Okay, this case will be reset to January 3rd, 2023. Excuse me, 2024. I'm still in, yeah. Once you get your reset from your attorney, Mr. Flores, you'll be free to go. And Mr. Roebuck, once you get your reset, you'll be free to go as well. Mr. Flores, you have a blessed day. Mr. Roebuck, you have a blessed day as well. You are. Oh, you have another one. Next case is cause number M328053. Cause number M330391. Both cases are style of state of Texas versus Jason Scott Fontenot. Mr. Fontenot, your full name is Jason Scott Fontenot.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Fontenot?
What do you say?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Fontenot, you're representing your case by your attorney, Thomas Roebuck. Mr. Roebuck, what is your announcement in Mr. Fontenot's case?
In another lawyer, and looks like I've got the same discovery, maybe a different discovery issue.
Okay. Okay,
2 cases.
yes. Give us a reset. Same day. It's gonna be January 3rd, 2024. And Mr. Roebuck, once you can get your resets from our coordinator. And once you get your resets from your attorney, Mr. Fontenot, you'll be free to go. You have a blessed day, and you have a blessed day as well, Mr. Roebuck. Next case is cause number M327431. Case is style of state of Texas versus that person is not here, Shanton D. Let me go to the next one. Next case is cause number M333128. Case is style of state of Texas versus Sergio Omar Salazar. And cause number M333138. That case is also style of state of Texas versus Sergio Omar Salazar. Mr. Galmore?
We hold on that. Judge.
You want him to hold?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Salazar, just have a seat. I'm gonna hold on it. Hold on a minute.
Vito? You know, the document? Ms. Vito?
I just called it.
Pre-trial.
Oh,
So.
yes. Shanta Dito? This is cause number M327431. Case of style of state of Texas versus Shanta Dito. Ms. Dito, is that your full name? How you doing, Ms. Dito? That's good, Ms. Dito. You're represented in your case by your attorney Dustin Galmore. Mr. Galmore, what is your announcement in Ms. Dito's case?
Your Honor, she's been accepted in the pre-trial diversion. Can we get a December court date?
It's in December. Okay, give us a second. We can. Okay, this case is going to be reset to December 13th, 2023. Give you an opportunity to sign up for pretrial diversion. Your attorney is going to get your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
No, I have Emmett Young on a trial by good.
Yeah, yeah, he's on Zoom.
When I got that much. Yeah, okay. Next case is cause number M330358, case of style of the state of Texas versus Emmett Charles Young, and also we have cause number
M330382. Mr. Young is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Young, how are you doing?
Very good, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Young, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Dustin Galmore. Attorney Galmore, what's your announcement in Mr. Young's case?
Right.
State?
Right now.
Okay. So we're ready in both cases. Mr. Young, you need to be here tomorrow at 1:30?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. In person, yes. All right. You're free to go and you have a blessed day. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. Ms. Bailey?
Yes, sir.
Is that the last?
I have Natasha Richard on the trial docket as well.
Speak before this one. Yes. Next case is Natasha Rebecca Richard. Good morning. How are you doing, Ms. Richard? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Ms. Richard, you're representing your case by your attorney, Attorney Dustin Galmore. Mr. Galmore, what's your announcement in Ms. Richard's case?
Ready.
State?
We're ready, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Richard, you need to be back here tomorrow at 1:30. All right. All right.
That's all I have, Judge.
All right.
Thank
You're
you.
free to go. You have a blessed day. Dustin, you need Dustin. Alexis Rayo? Is Alexis Rayo here? This is on the jury trial docket. Page 6, Alexis Rafael Rayo. Page 6, second from the bottom, on the trial docket. Call and see if you can call the name. Alexis Rafael Rayo.
Yeah.
Okay. This is cause number M326413, case is filed in the state of Texas versus Alexis Rafael Rayo. Mr. Rayo, is that your full name? How are you doing, Mr. Rayo? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Rayo, you represented in this case by your attorney Ryan Matuska. Attorney Matuska, how are you doing?
Oh, yeah.
Good morning, Mr. Matuska. What is your announcement in Mr. Rayo's case?
Right, yeah.
State?
We're ready.
Okay. Mr. Rayo, Ms. Matuska, you need to be back tomorrow at 1:30.
You know, I can't be here at 1:30 tomorrow. I've got to be in federal court. Also, number one and so I don't know if that's.
We'll just have it on the hold. I mean, if you go, we'll reset it. We can't do, if you're in federal court, if you're in trial.
Either way, I'm gonna be in federal.
Right, okay. We just hold on it. Okay, but he needs to be here tomorrow at 1:30. If we'll let you know, just check with the coordinator sometime this afternoon, keep the court informed. All right,
I just for the court, this isn't one way down the list, it's number 3.
okay. Okay,
Then, I don't know.
Boudreaux, did Mr. Boudreaux's client show up? Let's see. Question later on.
Oh, you got it. They are.
Yeah,
Yes, he's here.
okay. Next case is cause numbers M333358 and cause number M333040. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus John Quincy Mayon. Mr. Mayon, would you please come forward? Mr. Mayon, your full name is John Quincy Mayon. How you doing, Mr. Mayon? That's good. Mr. Mayon, you're represented by your attorney Don Boudreaux. Attorney Boudreaux, how are you doing?
Just fine, sir.
That's good. Now, Mr. Boudreaux, this case is on the court's announcement docket. What is your announcement in Mr. Mayon's cases?
He got a felony. It's been reset by Judge West.
Oh, okay.
13th.
What's
13th of next month.
okay? So we're gonna reset this case on the same day with the felony. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Mr. Mayon, your case will be reset till November 13th, 2023, along with your felony case. And on that day, you need to do like you did today, come check in here, then go, you take care of your felony case and then come back here. All right, so your attorney is gonna give you a reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you're free to go and you have a blessed day. Mr. Boudreaux, I think these are the only two cases. You're free to go as well and you'll have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Next case is cause number 23CCCR 0929, case of style of state of Texas versus Travis Lionel Haynes. Oh, that's what it is. Okay. Mr. Haynes, your full name is Travis Lionel Haynes.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Haynes?
I do.
That's good. Then, Mr. Haynes, you're represented in this case by your attorney Giles Cole. Attorney Cole, how are you doing?
Great job.
Mr. Cole and Mr. Haynes, I have before me a motion to dismiss that was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. State, is that correct?
That's correct, y'all.
And the court is signing this motion to dismiss. Now, Mr. Haynes, state is, I've just signed this motion to dismiss. The attorney will be getting a copy of this motion to dismiss. Once you get a copy of the motion to dismiss, you can follow the bailiff. You have a blessed day. That's the dismissal that's written on. Next case is cause number 23CCCR 0387, case of style of state of Texas versus Brandon Michael Lewing. Mr. Lewing. Mr. Lewing, your full name is Brandon Michael Lewing. How you doing, Mr. Lewing? You all right? That's good. Now, Mr. Lewing, you're representing in this case by your attorney Giles Cole. Attorney Cole, how are you doing?
Great job.
Now, Mr. Cole, what is your announcement in Mr. Lewis' case?
We're going to set the trial.
It's already on, set for trial.
Well,
Y'all ready?
that-
Okay. State?
We're ready.
Okay, so now this is actually the number one case.
That's fine.
All right. So, you can just follow the bailiff. Let me do this here. This case, we're gonna pick a jury tomorrow at 1:30. Okay, now, Mr. Let me do this here. M334280 case of Style of State of Texas versus Herbert Devon Raleigh.
That's the one that's. Okay. You can put that on that scene. Put the salary.
With the discovery. on-
Yeah.
Yeah. Herbert Riley.
Right, thank you.
This is cause number M334280, case of Style of State of Texas versus Herbert Devon Raleigh. Mr. Raleigh, is that your full name? Mr. Raleigh, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Raleigh, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you God? Mr. Raleigh, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Raleigh? You doing fine? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Raleigh, you're represented by your attorney, Attorney Nathan Reynolds. Attorney Reynolds, how are you doing?
Doing well, Judge, thank you.
That's good. Now, Mr. Reynolds, do you waive a record in Mr. Riley's case?
So wait.
State is represented in this case by Attorney Erica Porter. Attorney Porter, how are you doing? Mr. Riley, I have before me a document that is titled misdemeanor. What's titled misdemeanor information. In this information, it alleges that you, Herbert Devon Riley, on or about January 8th, 2023, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of criminal trespassing. Mr. Riley, do you understand what you've been charged with? And to this charge, Mr. Riley, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? Now, you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty? Now, Mr. Riley, I also have before me a document that is titled misdemeanor plea admonishment. This is also labeled as State's Exhibit number 1. Do you recognize this document? On page 2 of this same document, there's a set of initials on the line next to the box that check guilty. Did you place your initials on this document? On page 3 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is this your signature? And Mr. Riley, I also have a document that is titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement? The second box that's checked states that you are waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement? I also have before me a document that is titled discovery certification. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? Now, Mr. Riley, before you signed and initialed these documents, did you read the documents? Did you understand what you read? And did your attorney go over these documents with you? Yes, sir. And did you understand everything that he went over? Yes, sir. And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Mr. Riley, are you a citizen of the United States? State. I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, you like to offer State's 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Any objections?
No objection.
No objection. State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted into evidence. Mr. Reynolds, you've advised and counseled Mr. Riley. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
None to my knowledge.
And Mr. Riley, your attorney, Mr. Reynolds, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation? Has he provided fully effective and competent legal representation? Mr. Riley, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that
In
agreement?
exchange for the defendant's plea of guilty, the state has offered 15 days in Jefferson County Jail, giving them credit for 15 days time served, tax and retired court costs.
Mr. Riley, the state is offering that you serve 15 days in the Jefferson County Jail. You will not be required to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail in this case because you've already served 15 days in Jefferson County Jail. Therefore, you'll be given credit for the time that you've already served. The court costs in this case will be taxed and retired. That simply means that you will not be required to pay the court costs because the time that you spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court costs will be taxed and retired. Mr. Riley, do you understand the state's offer? Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just? And do you accept the state's offer? Mr. Riley, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Riley, this will conclude your case. You're going to stand next to your attorney, follow the directions of the clerk. Once you're finished following the clerk's directions, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. All right. And Mr. Reynolds, I think this is your only case.
It is, Judge.
You're free to go as well and you have a blessed day. Okay, at this time, thank all of the lawyers for waiting to talk to the prosecutors. So the court is going to be, we're going to be in recess, give the attorneys an opportunity to talk to the prosecutors. Okay, the gentleman that's on Zoom that has iPhone, would you please state your full name? You can take your mic off of mute.
Larry Dale Anderson Jr.
Larry Dale Anderson Jr.? Okay, Mr. Anderson, you can put your mic back on mute. Thank you.
have another reset, so she can have to,
Where's,
she's outside, I can go get her.
okay,
Okay.
we're gonna reset, okay. Gotta get Mr. Kelly. This is cause number M 334-142, case of Style State of Texas versus Trishika Chevelle Rudolph. Ms. Rudolph, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Now, Ms. Rudolph, your case was put on hold, give your attorney to talk to the prosecutor. And Ms. Barrazo, what is your announcement?
Your Honor, we just received an offer. I would just like some additional time so I can discuss the offer and all the ramifications of accepting the offer. So we could just have a short reset.
Okay, you want a short reset?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, what is that? November 29th. That's good?
Yes.
Okay, okay, this case will be reset to November 29th, 2023. Ms. Rudolph, your attorney is gonna get your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you're free to go and you have a blessed day. No, it's not good. Okay, next case is calls number M331520. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Daniel Garza. Mr. Garza, is that your full name? How you doing, Mr. Garza? That's good, Mr. Garza. You're represented by your attorney, Attorney Mark Faggart, Attorney Faggart. What is your announcement in Mr. Garza's
Your
case?
Honor, he was just placed on probation in his felony case, and I did not know what the state wanted to do in regards to his pending MTRP. He
You
was
need
placed-
time,
we need a little time.
you need time to talk to him now, or?
Yeah, I would like to talk to the state and then maybe get a reset for 2 weeks on this.
Okay, so you say his felony case got disposed of today?
That's correct. He was placed on probation for that, Your Honor.
Sure, but we're looking at how much time we got. I mean, I don't know what it, I don't know if he's new to probation, he's old to probation, or where he's at.
He's not here.
Well, if we could just put him back on, just pull it up with this arm motion over.
Thank you.
Okay, so just have a seat.
Thank you.
What's that? What's in the other one? Yeah.
He is too. No,
David Garza,
Pardon?
you need a cause
I
number?
got it. That's right.
33152.
Okay, oh, it was Chavez. Where's Mr. Oh, there he is. Where's Chavez cases that you, I'll wait till you finish that.
Well, I need to. Okay, for a second, I need the billing number and I need the billing and I think so I can.
Daquin Cantu,
Whatever.
Mr. Grove. Daquin Cantu, have a, won't y'all come on up?
Yes, sir.
What is this? Is that a cause number? Hold on. Is this a cause number?
It's a felony F 730459. You want me to write it better?
Yeah.
That's what the old number.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I was saying that, yeah, I was looking at the,
It's just an older case.
I understand.
With this new program,
Don't worry about, I mean, okay.
everything could go.
So the state is dismissing this case?
Correct, Your Honor. He's forfeiting his weapon as well, and I've submitted that.
He's agreed to do that.
Okay. This is cause number M334206, case of South State of Texas versus Daquin Cantu. Mr. Cantu, is that your full name? Mr. Cantu, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Cantu, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Mr. Cantu, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Cantu? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Cantu. You are represented in your case by your attorney David Grove. Attorney Grove, how are you doing?
Good, Judge, thank you.
And Mr. Grove, you waive a record in Mr. Cantu's case?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Cantu, I have before me a motion to dismiss in this case. I also have a motion to forfeit the weapon in this case to the Beaumont Police Department. Mr. Cantu, do you recognize this motion? And is this your signature on the line as title defendant? And before you signed this document, did your attorney go over this document with you? And did you read and understand everything that he went over? Okay, and you want the court to grant this motion to forfeit the weapon to the Beaumont Police Department? Okay, this motion will be granted. And Mr. Cantu, the court has just signed this motion to forfeit the weapon to the Beaumont Police Department and the state. And I also have before me, Mr. Cantu, a motion to dismiss. And state, you dismissing this case for forfeiture of weapon, is that correct?
Correct. And also playing the felony.
And it also says that you pled in a felony cause number F73459. And I'm signing this dismissal. Mr. Cantu? Yes, sir. You'll be able to get a copy of the dismissal from our clerk, at least from your attorney, who's going to get it from the clerk. And once you get a copy, you're free to go and you have a blessed day. And you're free to go as well, Mr. Grove, you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Next case is cause number 23CCCR 0106 case in style of state of Texas versus Eric Gregory Chavez. Chavez. Mr. Chavez, your full name is Eric Gregory Chavez.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chavez, how are you doing?
I'm well, sir. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Chavez, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Chavez, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth shall help you God?
Yes, sir, I do.
Mr. Chavez, you may put your hand down. Mr. Chavez, you represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Willard Hall. Attorney Hall, how are you doing?
Great, Your Honor. Thank you for asking.
You're welcome.
And has the paragraph of sitting on DWI first.
Okay. Now, Mr. Chavez, I have before me Mr. Hall, you waiving the record in Mr. Chavez case?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Chavez, I have before me a document that is titled information. In this information, the state initially alleged that on or about January 4th of 2023, while you were operating a motor vehicle in a public place in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated. Second, however, the state is abandoning the enhancement paragraph, which means that you will no longer be charged with a DWI second, which is a Class A misdemeanor. You'll be charged with a Class B misdemeanor DWI first.
Yes, sir.
You understand that?
Yes.
Now, to the Class B misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated, which allegedly occurred on January 4th, 2023, while you were operating a motor vehicle in a public place in Jefferson County, Texas. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, no contest?
Guilty.
Now, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, Mr. Chavez, I also have before me a document that is titled misdemeanor plea admonishment, is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. This is January. And do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir, I do.
And on page 2 of the same document, there's a signature on the line next to a box that says guilty. Did you place your signature here?
Yes, sir, I do.
On page 3 of the same document, there is a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is this your signature?
It is, yes, sir.
And on the next document, this document is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. Do you recognize this document?
I do, yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir, I do.
At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes that's checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box that checks states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir, I do.
And I also have a document that's titled Discovery Certification on paper. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir, I
And
do.
is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Chavez, before you signed and initialed these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir, he did.
And did you read and understand everything that he went over?
Yes, sir, I did.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1. State, would you like to offer State's 1?
Yes, sir.
No objection.
No objection. State's Exhibit Number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Hall, you advised in counsel, Mr. Chavez, is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Chavez, your attorney, Mr. Hall, has advised in counsel you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Absolutely, yes, sir.
Has he provided fully effective and competent legal representation?
Yes,
Mr. Chavez, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
we do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
As the state said previously, the state's abandoning the enhancement of allegations. It's the DWI first. In exchange for a plea of guilty or no contest, state you get recommended 90 days, probated for 18 months, Your Honor.
90 probated for 18 months,
$1,200 fine and court costs,
1,200. What's court cost?
100 hours community service.
I don't think there was any insurance, because his work schedule is, he works in the lawns, he works all the time.
My notes, I had 100, well, I'm not sure what, I don't have any notes in way.
Yeah, I just need to.
I just have my notes on it. I'm like, I'm going to make sure that unless we.
Well, I do see, it says $100. Your Honor, would you, forgive that?
No, y'all have a plea bargain agreement. That's what we're talking about. Okay,
Well, we could,
so if that's y'all agreement.
we could step away and talk.
Okay, that's fine.
I gotta do my, please, make sure,
Okay,
no problem.
okay, no problem. We'll come back to it.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Okay. Good morning. Let's see, we have that's Chavez. Oh, okay, we have that dismissal on Angel Fisher.
That's correct. Yes, we do, we got that stuff back and.
Okay. Okay. Ms. Fisher is on Zoom. Ms. Fisher, you can take your mic off of mute. Ms. Fisher, you could take your mic off of mute. Next case is cause number M329508.
Hello?
Yeah, Ms. Fisher.
Yes, my phone, it was froze.
Okay, your case is being dismissed. I'm signing the decision now. Stay in contact with your attorney. You're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Sir, I didn't hear you.
Your case is being dismissed by the state. Stay in contact with your attorney. You're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Yes, sir. Thank you. You too.
You're welcome. Thank you. Ooh, we got a couple of lawyers showed up. Oh, there he is. Mr. Kelly? Yes.
Mr. Cisneros, Your Honor.
Yes.
He's present outside, Judge. I believe he checked in.
Arturo, Ms. Bailey, could you get Arturo Cisneros?
Would Your Honor mind holding it? They're still.
Y'all still negotiate? That's fine.
He's present.
Okay, that's fine. Guild card? Jeremy Creamer, cause number M330647. Case is filed in the state of Texas versus Jeremy Curtis Creamer. Okay. Mr. Creamer, is that your full name, Jeremy Curtis Creamer?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Creamer?
I'm blessed, Your Honor.
I'm doing fine. You can't be better than being blessed. Now, Mr. Creamer, you're representing your case by your attorney, Attorney Corey Crenshaw. Attorney Crenshaw, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you, Judge.
And the state is represented in this case by Attorney Kobe Hoffar. Mr. Crenshaw, what is your announcement in Mr. Creamer's case?
We're ready, Judge.
State?
That's right, Judge.
Okay. Where are we on the list on this one?
It's number 8. Out of,
Okay, I think number 1 is being played. So, okay. Yeah, we're getting ready to do that one.
That's right.
I got a
We
plea on
just
that.
did it. I just.
Okay.
signed out. So that was away, but
Okay,
it's still number 8 on.
okay.
Colors.
Yeah, we'll let y'all know. We have y'all tentatively scheduled to be here for tomorrow at 1:30. We got to see how all these other cases to give you a trial order. We're trying to get them in. Okay.
So we wait to hear what the trial order is, or we come back tomorrow at 30.
This is, that's this is by age. We did by age, but if we had somebody in custody, but that's going away. So this is number 8 by age.
Okay.
And nothing ahead of it is.
So far,
So far.
yeah, I don't think we've got to all of them yet, right?
We haven't.
So we haven't got announcements on the other ones.
So will the court let us know if we need to be here, or do we?
We can probably, we should know something this afternoon.
Okay, great.
Yeah, we
We'll
know
wait to
something.
hear from you. then.
Okay,
Thank you, Judge.
okay. Mr. Kelly. Oh, that's right. We holding on yours.
Okay.
Okay, court is back in session and cause number 23 CCCR 0104. Case of South State of Texas versus Eric Gregory Chavez. Mr. Chavez previously entered a plea of guilty. Mr. Chavez was sworn in. Mr. Chavez acknowledged that his signatures and initials was on State's Exhibit number 1. He also acknowledged that his signature was on the trial court certification certification, defense right of appeal, and the discovery certification. Mr. Chavez, attorney, Mr. Willard Hall, waived the record. He also advised that there's no evidence that Mr. Chavez is incompetent to stand trial. And Mr. Chavez stated that he was satisfied with the representation of his attorney, provide effective and competent legal representation. Now, state, could you repeat the offer?
Yes, sir. Exchange for plea of guilty or no contest to the DWI first judge is 90 days probated for 18 months,
Okay,
a $1,200 fine and court cost,
$1,200 fine plus court cost,
100-hour community-based service,
1 hour, okay,
interlock device, and all other standard terms and conditions for a DWI first.
okay, so it's DWI Ed. And alcohol assessment. Okay, now what is the court cost in this case? $377. That's 377 plus 12.
I'm talking.
20 years.
Divided by 17.
That's the second. Stand over there.
They're not gonna have any more big amounts.
Okay. Okay, now, Mr. Chavez, state is offering that you serve 90 days in Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not be required to serve any time in Jefferson County Jail. Well, on this case, because you'll be placed on probation for a period of 18 months. During the 18-month probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $1,200. You'll also be required to pay probation fee of $60 each month. You're required to pay court costs of $377. You will be required to pay a urinalysis fee, $15 each month, and you'll be required to pay a $15 reimbursement fee. You'll also be required to pay Jefferson County DWI initial evaluation and DWI education fee of $125 on the day of the plea. Should a further evaluation be needed, you'll be required to pay an additional $50. Now, your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you'll be required to pay each month while you're on probation, is $173 a month. Will you be able to pay the $173 each month?
Yes.
You will also be required to install an interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate. You'll be required to attend and complete a DWI education class, have a drug and alcohol assessment, and you will be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of DWI probation.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Chavez, do you understand the state's offer?
I do. Yes.
You think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
I do.
Mr. Chavez, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Chavez, you're going to stand next to your attorney, follow the directions of the clerk. Once you finish following her directions, you're free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Welcome. Mr. Lewin, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Mr. Lewin, you may put your hand out. Again, how are you doing, Mr. Lewin? Doing all right, that's good. Now, Mr. Lewin, you're representing your case by your attorney, Attorney Giles Cole. Attorney Cole, do you waive a record in Mr. Lewin's case?
Yes, we do.
Mr. Lewin. Mr. Lewin, in cause number 23CCCR 1465, I have before me a document that is titled Information. This information is filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, Mr. Lewin, it alleges that you, Brandon Michael Lewin, on or about June 10th of 2023, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed to class A misdemeanor offense of failure to identify a fugitive with the intent to give false information. Mr. Lewin, do you understand what you have been charged with? This one on the, huh? This is the one that wasn't, this is the one that wasn't on the docket. CCCR 1465.
Yeah.
Huh?
I thought it was on our trial license.
We had there was a resistant and a terrorist record on the trial.
Oh, there's a new federal ID. I got you.
So that's what he's pleading to?
Pleading to the federal ID fugitive. That's
Okay.
That's not on the policy.
Right. And now to this charge, how do you plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest? No contest? Now you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges? Now, Mr. Lewin, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments, which also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
On page 2 of the same document, there's a set of initials on the line next to the box that's checked no contender, which means no contest. You place your initials on this document.
Yes,
On page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled Defendant, is this your signature?
Yes, Your Honor.
And on the next document, that's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. You recognize this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, Your
At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes that's checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
I also have before me a document that's titled Discovery Certification. You recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
Now, before you signed and initialed these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Lewin, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1. State, would you like to offer State's 1?
Yes, Your Honor. No objection.
No objection. State's Exhibit Number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Cole, you advising counsel, Mr. Lewin, is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Lewin, your attorney, Mr. Cole, has advising counsel to you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation.
Yes, okay.
Mr. Lewin, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargaining agreement?
We do,
And what is the agreement?
exchange for plea of guilty no contest, state's agreed to recommend 60 days in Jefferson County Jail and court costs. Then it has credit for 60 days. It asks us to be a time served judgment and taxable trial of court costs. Also a part of this plea agreement, the state's agreed to dismiss 2 companion cases. Cause numbers, 1 second here. Going down, but not on
I have
his
this.
sheet. It's 23.
Is it 23 CCCR 0387?
Say 7 and 30384.
Okay.
Both of those charges.
Now, Mr. Lewin, the state is offering that you serve 60 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail in this case because you've already served 60 days in Jefferson County Jail. Therefore, you'll be given credit for the time that you've already served. The court costs in this case will be taxed and retired. What that simply means is that you will not be required to pay any court costs because the time that you spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court costs will be taxed and retired. The state will also be dismissing cause numbers 23 CCCR 0387 and cause number 23 CCCR 0384. Mr. Lewin, do you understand the state's offers?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you think that the state's offers in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offers?
I do.
Mr. Lewin, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreements that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Lewin, you're going to stand next to your attorney, follow the directions of the clerk. Once you're finished following the directions of the clerk, you'll be free to follow the bailiff and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Cole, I think this is the only case. You're free to go as well and you have a blessed day. Is that Yasnea Pina Abella? I have a dismissal.
That is correct.
Yes, sir. Mr.
And did you need to find?
Mr. Williams came down, according to came down and there was a deficiency in the complaint. Like it was not filed.
Okay. Okay, now, Mr. Pena, this case is being dismissed. I'm signing the dismissal right now. Once you get a copy of the dismissal from your attorney, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Is that?
Mr. Peraza,
Yes, Judge.
you have a safe trip.
Thank you, Judge.
You have a blessed day.
Thanks for your patience.
Thank you.
It was an error. I didn't know
Where's Ms. Peraza? Okay. It's dismissal.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, you're welcome. You have a blessed day. Okay. This, I thought we had. Ms. Barraza, you still working on Fontes? You have,
We're waiting on the order dismissal of Mr. Garson.
oh, okay.
Do you judge on my?
I got it. Okay, Mr. Garza, dismissal has just been signed. Yeah, hold on a minute. That on Heather Jackson?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Jackson, Heather Jackson?
Yeah.
Heather Lynn Jackson. This is cause number 23CCCR 1208. It's Heather Lynn Jackson. Ms. Jackson, is that your full name? How you doing, Ms. Jackson? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Ms. Jackson. You're representing your case by your attorney, Attorney Bruce Smith. Attorney Smith, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
I'm doing fine, Mr. Smith. What is your announcement in Ms.
Gotta
Jackson's
wrap in
case?
the case be placed on a plea docket. I've got to get with Toby to finalize it.
The plea, okay, give us a reset. 30 days is fine?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. November 27th, 2023. Ms. Jackson, your attorney's gonna get your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you're free to go and you have a blessed day. Okay, that's Garza. Yes. Yeah, that's this must be a JP.
You're right. And yeah, I'm aware of like. Where we go now. Well, I just. That's one I got it.
Location, a violator.
Yeah. She didn't. I'm just calling.
Is this complete? Okay, here it is. Okay. Straight from terminating home.
Bring this building in and stuff out.
What is the?
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. You have a blessed day. Kind of like October 5th. Okay. Ms. Peraza, you please come forward. And Mr. Fontes? Let's see, Mr. Mina.
It's right there. In front of my, yeah. Yeah, it could be food. Like, you know, only anything wrong. You grab them, grab them.
Here's that one.
Okay. This is cause number 23 CCCR 0046. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Adrian Gonzalez Fontes. Mr. Fontes, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Fontes, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Fontes, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Fontes, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Fontes?
Fine, sir.
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Fontes, you are represented in this case by attorney Todd Takash, and standing in for attorney Takash is your co-counsel, attorney, or his co-counsel, attorney Lori Perazzo. Attorney Perazzo, how are you doing? Ms. Perazzo, do you waive a record in Mr. Gonzalez's case?
Fontes.
I mean, Mr. Gonzalez Fontes case,
Yes, sir.
okay? Hold on a minute. Okay. And Mr. Fontes, I have before me a citation, apparently in, you pled nola contendere in the Port Arthur Municipal Court to a citation. Is that correct? And the citation pursuant to Article 27.14D serves as a charging instrument when a person enters a plea of guilty or nola contendere in the lower court, which is in city court. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
So in this citation, Mr. Fontes, it alleges that on or about October 5th of 2022, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, specifically you was in the city of Port Arthur, Texas, and which is located in Jefferson County, that you committed the Class C misdemeanor offense of you was driving straight in a turn lane only. Do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to discharge Mr. Fontes, how do you plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest? No contest? Now, you're pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. And you notice here some writing at the top. It says straight from a turn lane only, and has the date of the offense, October 5th, 2022, and it has my initials.
Yes, sir.
Now, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
This also has Class C box check. On page 3 of this document, there's a set of initials on this line. Now, you'll also notice another word here that I've inserted. And what was inserted, I'll just read it. It says, after being admonished as to the nature and charges against me and all the rights and consequences and entering a plea of guilty or no contender, I hereby state that I have read the charging instrument, whether it be an information, and what I inserted was or complaint. Right?
Yes.
Well, I should say or citation, which operates as a
Charging.
as a charging instrument. All right, let's do this here. Let's see.
That's because the citation language that's not on there. That's. So, I think that's the line.
Or citation. And I have this one that don't erase.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I gotta scratch the grid. Or,
But it's all initial.
yeah, you can after.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna initial it. I said or citation or complaint, well, information or citation or complaint or motion to revoke probation. So it'll cover us. We'll get it covered.
Does Mr. Fontes need to do?
Yeah, he could initiate.
No. Just under there. Yes.
Okay, good. Now, are these your initials on the line that's titled next to a box that's checked no contender, which means no contest?
Yes, sir.
And on page 3 of the same document, there's a signature. Yes, this is above the line that is titled defendant.
Yes, sir.
And on the next document that's titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, you recognize this document.
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Right.
At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement? The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement? I also have a document that is titled discovery certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled
Yes,
defendant?
sir.
Now, Mr. Fontes, before you sign and initial these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
State I have before me states exhibits 1, state locked off for states 1.
Yes, sir.
No objection.
No objection, states exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Miss. Now, Mr. Fontes, are you a citizen of the United States?
No, sir.
Not-
I'm on a rescue. There.
Okay, you might have to get it. Abundance of caution.
He's a
Just,
resident.
yeah, I know. So let me get him to sign this here. Just in case. Now, what
Did you say what country? Because
country are you from?
Cuba.
I'm not sure if that's.
I know
we
Cuba's.
Give the admonishment for that.
Oh. Yeah, Cuba's not on this list, so he doesn't have to be.
He doesn't.
No, he still have to have it, but we'll have it in his file. He just, it's not a mandatory notification country. So you'll fill out the top portion. Go over there with it. I think.
Do you want to do the finish first and then
Now, we're back on the record. Now we're back on the record in cause number 23 CCCR 0046. We'll go back to state's exhibit number 1, which is the misdemeanor plea admonishment. This is a document that you previously acknowledged that your signatures and initials were on this document. At the bottom of the page 1 of state's exhibit number 1, it's titled citizenship. That's the last paragraph. And I'm going to go over this paragraph, which it states, if you're not a U.S. citizen or plead guilty or contingent may result in deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, I'm gonna have him to initial that paragraph.
Do you want us to all initial these?
Well, I usually just have the defendant initial. Now, Mr. Fontes, do you understand everything that we went over in this document?
Yes, sir.
Now, you still want us to go forward with your plea bargain agreement?
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Peraza, pursuant to the case of Padilla versus Kentucky, did you advise your client as to the consequences of him not being a citizen and what the consequences are if he enters a plea of guilty or no
Yes, sir.
contest? Okay. Now, also, I have before me a document that is titled, it says English Statement 1 for all foreign nationals except those from mandatory notification countries. And Mr. Fontes, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
And your attorney signed as a witness, is that correct?
Yes.
Now, and at the last sentence on this document, where you circle no, the statements reads, do you want us to notify your consular officers at this time? And you said no, is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. And your attorney went over this document with you
Yes, sir.
and you read it, and did you understand everything that she went over?
Yes,
And is everything in this document true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
yes, sir.
Okay. Now, Ms. Peraza, you've advised in counsel, Mr. Fontes, is there any evidence that he's currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No.
Mr. Fontes, your attorney, Ms. Peraza, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes, sir.
Has she provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Fontes, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement in this case?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that
In
agreement?
exchange for plea of guilty of contest, state could recommend $150 fine and court costs.
What's the court clause? Mr. Fontes, the state is offering that you pay $150 plus court costs of $270. Let's see. And that should come to a total of about $420. Would you be able to pay the $420 a day?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, Mr. Fontes, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just? And do you accept the state's offer? Mr. Fontes, I'll follow plea bargain agreement that you entered into with the state. Mr. Fontes, you're going to stand next to your attorney in front of our clerk and follow her directions. Once you follow her directions, finish following her directions, you'll be free to go make the payment. And once you make that payment downstairs, you need to bring the receipt back up to the courtroom. All right.
Thank you.
You please stand on that. And once you're finished with everything, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Thank you. And Ms. Peraza, that'd be,
Got one more.
she has one. Rios. Then I'm trying.
That like an alpha, Judge.
I didn't. Oh, that's because it's Tkash is the attorney. I'm looking for the attorney. Yes. What is he charged? Let me see.
Yeah, and then run the payment. Receipt.
On travel course moving from right to left. Okay. What did he plead? Oh, this is a complaint. Okay. Next case is cause number 23CCCR 0540. Case is filed in the state of Texas versus Rigoberto Rios. Mr. Rios, is that your full name?
Sure.
And Ms. Rios, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Rios, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God? Mr. Rios, you may put your hand out. Now, Mr. Rios, again, how are you doing? Now, Mr. Rios, you're representing your case by your attorney Todd Takash. Also, you're represented by attorney Laura Perazzo, who's the co-counsel, and attorney Perazzo is here in court. Ms. Perazzo, do you waive a record in Mr. Rios' case?
Yes,
Mr. Rios, I have before me a complaint. Actually, I was filed by the actually, it was the complaint that was filed in the city of Beaumont Municipal Court. And in this complaint, it alleged that you, Rigoberto Rios, on or about December 10th of 2022, while you were in incorporated limits of the city of Beaumont in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed to Class C misdemeanor offense of making an improper lane change from right to left. Do you understand what you've been charged with? And to this charge, Mr. Rios, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, no contest? Now, you're pleading no contest freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges? Mr. Rios, I also have before me a document that is titled, let's see, misdemeanor plea admonishments, which is also labeled State's Exhibit 1. You recognize this document? Let's see, on page 2 of this document, I need to insert a word. Okay, now, Mr. Rios, I've inserted a word here. I'll just read what it states. After being admonished as to the nature and charges against me of all the rights and consequences of entering a plea of guilty or nolo contendere, which means no contest, I hereby state that I have read the charging instrument, whether it be an information, and what I inserted is or complaint, because we do have a complaint in your case, or motion to revoke probation. Now, do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, are these your initials on the line that is titled nolo contendere, which means no contest?
Yes, sir.
Also on page 3, I need to initial this. Also on page 3, there's a signature above the line that's titled defendant, is that your signature? And on the next document that's titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, you recognize this document. And is this your signature on the document that is titled defendant? At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes that's checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement? Second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to appeal, which means you're giving up your right to appeal. Do you understand that statement? And do you have the discovery certification?
I do know.
I also have before me a document on paper that's titled discovery certification. You recognize this document?
Yes.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? Now, Mr. Rios, before you signed and initial these documents, did your attorney, Ms. Barrazo, go over these documents with you? And did you read and understand everything in these documents? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Mr. Rios, are you a citizen of the United States? State, I have before me state's exhibit number 1. State, you like to offer state's 1?
Yes, sir.
No objection.
No objection. State's exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Peraza, you've advised and counseled Mr. Rios. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Rios, your attorney, Ms. Peraza, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes, sir.
Has she provided full, effective, and competent legal representation? Mr. Rios, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
What is that agreement?
Change for plea of guilty no contest, case agreed to recommend $150 fine.
What's the court cost?
270.
270, okay. Ms. Rios, the state is offering that you pay $150 fine plus court costs of $270, which comes to a total of $420. Will you be able to pay the $420 today? Okay. Now, Mr. Rios, do you understand the state's offer? Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just? Do you accept the state's offer? Mr. Rios, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you've entered into with the state. Now, Mr. Rios, you're going to stand on the egg. You're going to stand next to your attorney in front of our court clerk. In front of our court clerk. Once you finish following her directions, you can go make your payment downstairs, and then you come back upstairs with the receipt, show it to the coordinator, and then you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And Ms. Peraza, I think this is your last case?
Yes.
You're free to go as well and you have a blessed day. Okay. You're welcome. Trayvon McGowan. What is it? It's just McGowan, it's Paget. So, pre-trial conference document. Okay, this is. Let's see. It's on the pre-trial conference docket.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, pre-trial. Pre-trial. This is, this is cause number M 333-468, case of style of state of Texas versus Trayvon M. McGowan. Mr. McGowan, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. McGowan, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. McGowan, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. McGowan, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. McGowan? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. McGowan. You're representing your case by your attorney, Attorney James Paget. Attorney Paget, how are you doing?
Doing well, good morning.
Good morning. And Mr. Paget, do you waive a record in Mr. McGowan's case?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the state is represented in this case by Attorney Erica Porter. Attorney Porter, how are you doing?
I'm doing good now.
That's good. Now, Mr. McGowan, I have before me a document that is titled information. This information is filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, it alleges that you, Trayvon M. McGowan, on or about September 26th of 2022, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of assault. Mr. McGowan, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. McGowan, how do you plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest? Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily? I think he has, hold on, I see guilty on that.
Oh, really? Oh, look, I'm sorry. I guess
Okay, so you're entering a plea of guilty? Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, are you entering a plea of guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Voluntary.
Yes, sir.
And are you entering a plea of guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, Mr. McGowan, I also have before me a document. Let's see, that is titled misdemeanor plea admonishment. This is also labeled as State's Exhibit number 1. Do you recognize this document? On page 2 of the same document, there's a set of initials on a line next to a box that's checked guilty. Or did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 3 of the same document, there's a signature. I don't know if this is signature or your initials. This your signature or your initials?
Yes, sir.
Okay, have me sign it. Oh, you just gonna have to scratch through it because I don't have any, the eraser doesn't work on that. Just sign your name over the top.
My initial over my scratching. All right. That's pretty similar.
Some people have it. Now, Mr. McGowan, the signature on page 3 above the line is titled defendant. This your signature.
Yes, sir.
On the next document that's titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal. Can't tell this. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature or your initial? Your signature? I don't know. I'm just,
That's what we got to redo them all of them. Probably have to redo all of them.
but that's your initials or your signature?
Initials.
Okay, yeah, he just,
Yeah.
some people have a,
Interchange.
just, yeah, I don't think he did just strike through it and just write it. He could write his name over the top. It's 2 while you at it. Did have 2 while you at it. Now, Mr. Thank you. Now, Mr. McGowan, I have before me trial court certification defendant's right of appeal. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line? It's titled defendant.
Yes, sir.
At the top of this document, there are two boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
Second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to appeal, which means you're giving up your right to appeal. You understand that statement? I also have before me a document that is titled discovery certification. You recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. McGowan, before you sign and initial these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything that your attorney went over?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. McGowan, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit 1. State would like to offer State's Exhibit number 1 into
Yeah.
evidence. Any objections?
No objections, Your Honor.
No objection. State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted into evidence. Mr. Paget, you advised in counsel, Mr. McGowan, is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
None, Your Honor.
And Mr. McGowan, your attorney, Mr. Paget, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. McGowan, okay. Mr. McGowan, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
In exchange for the defendant's plea of guilty, the state has offered 1 year deferred adjudication, $500 fine, 60 hours community service, court costs, no contact with the victim, Francis Somerville.
No, it says Francis Somerville.
Correct. SUMERVILLE.
Let's see.
I wrote it.
Let's see, I think she spelled it S,
I wrote
That's-
mine down.
that's this S-O-M, in the information, it's
Right,
S-O-M-E-R.
right, that's fine. You can do it
Okay.
like that. And the police report is different, but that's okay. So,
That's what it has in the information.
fine. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Put it-
S-O-M-E-R-V-I-L-L-E.
That's fine.
Okay. Let's see, it says 500. What's the, well, how much is the court cost? $292. So 20, 180. $15. That's you. $1707. Okay, Mr. McGowan. The state is offering that you serve 1 year deferred adjudicated probation. During the 1 year deferred probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $500 plus court costs of $292. You'll also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 a month. You'll be required to pay a reimbursement fee of $15 a month. And you'll be required to pay a reimbursement fee of $15. Your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you'll be required to pay each month while you're on probation, is $155 a month. Will you be able to pay the $155 each month?
Yes, sir.
You'll also be required to perform 60 hours of community service. You cannot have any contact with the victim in this case, Francis Somerville, and you will also be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of your probation. Mr. McGowan, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
You think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Mr. McGowan, I'll follow the people are in agreement that you have entered into with the state. Now, Mr. McGowan, you're gonna stand, well, first of all, before you do that, Mr. McGowan, if you successfully complete this probationary period, this case will be dismissed, will not result in a conviction on your record, and you may qualify for non-disclosure. You can talk to your attorney about the non-disclosure because he's quite competent in those matters. And you're gonna stand next to your attorney in front of our court clerk, follow her directions. Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Who is that? Anderson? Anderson. Okay. Well, let's do, I'm gonna send,
Whatever
let
you
me
want,
do.
whatever.
Ronald Kennedy, cause number M330830. Mr. Kennedy, your full name is Ronald Wayne Kennedy Jr. Okay. And Mr. Kennedy, how are you doing? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. McKennedy, you're represented in this case. Okay, today I see on the docket sheet, you see scheduled to enter a plea. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Mr. Kennedy. I have before, we're here in cause number M330830. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Ronald Wayne Kennedy Jr. Mr. Kennedy, I have before me a document that is titled Information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, Mr. Kennedy, it alleges that you, Ronald Wayne Kennedy Jr., on or about August 31st of 2021, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed to Class A misdemeanor offense possession of dangerous drugs. Mr. Kennedy, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Kennedy, how do you plead? Not guilty, guilty, or no contest?
Okay.
Now, you pleaded no contest freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges? Mr. Kennedy, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea of Minors. Would you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of the same document, a set of initials on the line next to the box is check nolo contendere. Do you recognize this doc? Are these your initials on this line? It's titled nolo contendere. Also on page 3, there's a signature above the line that's titled defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document is titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes that's checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement? The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement? Now, Mr. Kennedy, I also have a document that is titled discovery certification. Recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? Now, Mr. Kennedy, before you signed and initialed these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you? And did you read and understand everything that your attorney went over? And is everything in these documents true and correct
Yes, sir.
to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Kennedy, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State I have before me, states 1, states like office, states 1.
Yes, Judge.
Any objections?
No objection, John.
No objection. States Exhibit 1 will be admitted. Mr. Kennedy, the attorney, Mr. Paget, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Patrick, you advised in counsel, Mr. Kennedy, is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Kennedy, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
In exchange for the defendant's plea of no contest, the state has offered 180 days over 1 year probation in Jefferson County Jail, $750 fine, 80 hours of community service, court cost.
Okay. And what is this court cost? 412. $180. Okay. Now, Mr. Kennedy, the state is offering that you serve 1 year deferred adjudicated probation. During the 1 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $500 plus court costs of $292. You'll also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, a year analysis fee of $15 each month, and a reimbursement fee of $15. Your total month is, let me do that again. No, okay. Now, Mr. Kennedy, state is offering that you serve 180 days in the Jefferson County Jail. You'll be placed on probation for 1 year. During the 1 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $750 plus court costs of $412. You'll be required to pay probation fee of $60 each month, or your analysis fee of $15 each month, and a reimbursement fee of $15. Your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay each month is $189 a month. Will you be able to pay the $189 each month?
Yes, sir.
You will also be required to perform 80 hours of community service and adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of this probation. Now, Mr. Kennedy, you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Think the state's offer in your case is fair and just.
Yes, sir.
Do you accept the state's offer? Okay, Mr. Kennedy, I'll follow the people are in agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Kennedy, you're gonna stand next to your attorney, follow the directions of the clerk. Once you finish following the directions of the clerk, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. We still have another one with Mr.
No, please.
L-O-M-N-O.
And we're gonna have Joshua Lee.
Yeah. Next case is cause number 23CCCR 0322. Case is filed in the state of Texas versus Larry Dale Anderson Jr. Mr. Anderson, is on Zoom. You could take your mic off of mute. Mr. Anderson, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, and how are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for being patient with us. I'm doing fine. Now, Mr. Anderson, you're representing your case by your attorney James Paget. Attorney Paget, how are you doing? Now, Mr. Paget, what is your announcement in Mr. Anderson's case?
Your Honor, I'm not prepared to make one right now, Your Honor. We requested, we're still waiting on some media.
So you didn't need to get your discovery? Discovery isn't complete?
The discovery is not complete, and then once I receive that discovery, I'll request an offer. I'm not certain if it's Mr. Bob Powers' case from Mr. Porter's.
Okay, give us a reset date. Okay, this case is gonna be reset to January 3rd, 2024. Mr. Anderson, your attorney is gonna get your reset. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. You're free to go. Thanks for being patient with us, and you have a blessed day.
Okay,
Next.
thank you.
Thank you. Joshua Lee. Give me some bond condition. Did we get on Mr. Lee? Uh,
Well, it's something more than And Your Honor, we've been down in drug impact court, so.
Oh, okay. So he has a felony?
Felony pending, so I'm not sure what.
Did they give him a court date?
We do not have, well, I'm sure there might be one in the computer right now, but when I left, we didn't.
Well, yeah, I think the one,
Well, Susan might have, it's noon. I don't know.
could be. They give them what they, like,
Did you, can, okay, I'm gonna have my court administrator to check. Okay. Now, Mr. Lee, before we let you go and research your case, I need to give you some bond conditions. I'm gonna go over these conditions with you. I'm gonna just read them to you right quick. And then the court coordinator is going to, we're gonna make a copy for your record that you can keep for your records, okay?
Yes, sir.
And it says, standard bond conditions in County Court at Law number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas. Following the return of a criminal information in County Court at Law number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas. All bail bonds executed for release of any defendant named herein are ordered subject to the additional conditions. Number 1, the defendant shall commit no offense against the laws of this state, any other state, or against the United States. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
And condition number 2, the defendant shall submit to testing for drugs and alcohol at any time as directed by the court. The court may revoke the bond and order the arrest of any defendant who, A, refuses to submit to a test for drugs and alcohol when directed to do so by the court, or B, submit to a test for drugs and alcohol, and the test indicates the presence of drugs and alcohol in the defendant's body. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
And condition number 3 and condition number 4 does not apply. However, condition number 5 does apply. And condition number 5 reads as follows. Defendant is prohibited from possessing a firearm or ammunition unless defendant is a peace officer as directed or as defined by section 1.07 Penal Code, actively engaged in employment as a sworn full-time paid employee of a state agency or political subdivision. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir. I mean, I just can't go to the range alone.
Well, you can't possess you cannot possess a firearm or ammunition. All right. Now, your attorney is going to get a copy of this. And now his case is reset to November when?
6.
Okay, your felony case, you just looked it up, is reset to November 6th. And we're going to reset this case on the same date, November 6th of 2023. You're going to get a copy of your reset from your attorney. Once you get a copy of your reset and your bond conditions, you're free to go and you have a blessed day. That's right. Okay. Mr. Galmore?
Plea on, should be.
On Salazar,
Clean one, just one.
Cisneros. Salazar. This is cause number M33138. Case is style of state of Texas versus Sergio Omar Salazar. Mr. Salazar, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Salazar, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Salazar, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God? Mr. Salazar, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Salazar?
Pretty concerned you.
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Salazar, you're representing your case by your attorney, Dustin Galmore. Attorney Galmore, again, how are you doing?
I'm great, Judge. How are you?
I'm doing fine. And Mr. Galmore, do you waive a record
We did.
in Mr. Salazar's case? Mr. Salazar. Okay. In cause, Mr. Salazar, you have two cases, but in cause number M331128, I have before me a document that is titled information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, it alleges that you, Sergio Omar Salazar, on or about June 19, 2021, while you're in Jefferson County, Texas, while you're in Jefferson County, Texas, operating a motor vehicle in a public place, that you committed to Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated with an alcohol concentration level of 0.15 or more. Mr. Salazar, do you understand what you've been charged with? And to this charge, Mr. Salazar, how did you plead? Guilty, not guilty, no contest? Now, you're pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty? Mr. Salazar, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. Do you recognize this document? On page 2 of this same document, Mr. Salazar, there's a set of initials on a line that's next to a box that's checked guilty. Did you place your initials on this document? On page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document that's titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, it is.
At the top of this document, there are two boxes that's checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement? The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
I also have a document before me on paper that is titled Discovery Certification. I don't think he signed this one. Mr. Salazar, I also have a document before me that is titled Discovery Certification. You recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes.
Now, Mr. Salazar, before you signed and initialed all of these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney, Mr. Galmo, go over these documents with you? And did you read and understand everything that he went over?
Yes, sir.
Is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Mr. Salazar, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit 1, state you'd like to offer State's 1.
Yes, sir.
No objection.
No objection, State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Galmore, you've advised and counseled Mr. Salazar. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. Salazar, your attorney, Mr. Galmore, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation? Has he provided fully effective and competent legal representation? Okay, Mr. Salazar, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
What is the agreement?
In exchange for plea of guilty, no contest, state degree to recommend 90 days probated for 1 year, a $750 fine and court costs, 80 hours community-based service, interlock device. And also part of this plea agreement, Your Honor, the state's agreed to dismiss clause number M333138 for the reasons of pleading on this case. Also, the state's unable to locate the complainant witness.
Okay, let's see. What is the court cost? 352. Hey, Mr. Salazar, the state is offering that you serve 90 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not be required to serve any time in the Jefferson County Jail on this case because you'll be placed on probation for a period of 1 year. During the run of your probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $750 plus court costs of $352. You'll be required for a probation fee of $60 a month or your analysis fee of $15 each month and a restitution fee of $15. Your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay each month is $183 a month. Mr. Salazar, will you be able to pay the $183 each month? You'll also be required to perform 80 hours of community service, install an interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate. You'll be required to complete DWI intervention. And you will also be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of this probation. And the state will be dismissing cause number M333138. Mr. Salazar, do you understand the state's offer? Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just? And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Salazar, I follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Salazar, you're going to stand next to your attorney, follow the directions of the clerk. Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Yeah. Okay. This is cause number, we quote this back in session and cause number M332255. Cause number M332534. Case of style of state of Texas versus Kiana Keish Kincaid. Ms. Kincaid was scheduled to be here in person. For this case, Ms. Kincaid has not appeared in person. She is?
Let's just got here, Judge. I have hearing at 1 o'clock.
Okay. Because I seen that guy sitting there with somebody. I didn't know that was her.
No, let's just walk in. Yeah, he just walked in. I didn't know that.
Ms. Kincaid, you come forward. Okay. This is cause number M332534, case of style state of Texas versus Kiana. Your middle name is Akish? Akish Kincaid. Ms. Kincaid, how are you doing? I'm doing fine. You're represented in your case by your attorney John Macy. Attorney Macy, what's your announcement in Ms. Kincaid's case? The case is on the trial docket.
I'm ready, Your Honor. I mean, as far as I know, she wants a trial. Okay.
Okay, so Ms. Kincaid, you need to be back here tomorrow at 1:30. State, you ready?
We're ready, yeah.
Okay. Be back here tomorrow at 1:30 to pick a jury.
Moving forward, like, am I gonna be offered anything upon trial? I mean, or how's that gonna be?
You never.
I haven't been on trial before. I don't.
Your attorney has requested an offer for me. He hasn't, but I can give him. You can
She
speak to the
got
attorney.
I gave her an offer. She just didn't respond, but,
You need some time to talk to your client? Talk to your attorney?
I can give you another one.
Okay, I'll just hold on it for right now.
Yeah, I mean, I already have.
Okay. Now you need to go, you need to be at 1 o'clock, right?
yes, Your Honor, that was the problem. I mean,
What we can do, let me do this here. He needs to be in a hearing in Hardin County at 1 o'clock. So I just reset this till tomorrow at
Well, I
1.
know this case. If he wants to talk to me, I can talk to him real quick. And so I've looked at the case thoroughly. I can make it.
Okay, I'm just saying, because he needs to be at,
Okay, well,
he got about 45 minutes. Do you have time to talk to her?
I can trial date, like this is the trial date, pick the jury later.
Okay.
I mean,
You need, okay.
like 5 minutes. I can-
Okay, go ahead. Okay, I'll let y'all talk.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Wilkerson.
Yeah.
Did we ever get you?
we're ready for a plea, Judge. Yeah, please, scenarios.
Okay, was yours is reset?
So one's not here. One is reset with felony clause and then one's still a trial now. Judge. So no things.
We call the name of the one that's.
Okay, William, let's see, Kenneth Baptiste. Okay, this is cause number M 333-888, case of style state of Texas versus Kenneth Baptiste. Mr. Baptiste, is that your full name? Okay, how you doing, Mr. Baptiste?
How are you, sir?
I'm doing fine, Mr. Baptiste. You're representing this case by your attorney, Mr. Marcus Wilson. Mr. Wilson, again, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
And what's your announcement?
Your Honor, this Mr. Batiste wants to proceed to trial.
Okay, we're gonna reset it for trial. Just give us a reset date for trial. Okay, this case is gonna be reset to December 4th, 2023. Yeah, I mean, yeah, December 4th, 2023. You're gonna get your case, get your reset from your attorney. Once you get your reset, you're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Yeah, well, I had this.
Just stand over there in front of our court coordinator. You can, what's your question? You can talk to your attorney about that. Next case is Deshaun Rodriguez. Cause number 23 CCCR 1194.
Mr. Rodriguez, I believe is in custody, Your Honor, at least.
Oh, yeah.
That's all.
I got him checked as being here. Was he here? Yeah, I see he's in custody. Okay,
He has felonies pending as well,
okay,
and so it asks that those be reset.
What the felonies?
Felonies, yes, sir.
okay,
I know that he has an announcement at 1:30 today,
okay,
but I don't know what the result of that will be.
okay. If his felony is reset, we reset it with his felony.
That'd be-
Now, if it's pled or something like that, we'll give you a call, put it on the docket for jail run on Thursday.
That'd be great, Judge.
Okay, now, next case is Brant DeWitt, cause numbers M 331-970 and cause number M 331-972. Grant Allen DeWitt was scheduled to be in court this morning for the court's announcement docket at about 9 a.m. The court bailiff called the name of Brant DeWitt at the courthouse door. Brant DeWitt did not answer. Brant DeWitt has not appeared in court since the court has been in session. The time now is 12:18 p.m. on today's date. Ms. Bailiff, would you please call the name of Brant DeWitt at the courthouse door? Brant DeWitt's name was just called at the courthouse door. Brant DeWitt did not answer. Brent, reasonable,
I have no knowledge of his whereabouts at this time.
okay, and a reasonable time has been given for Mr. Brant DeWitt to appear in court. Is not appearing in court. State, do you have motions?
State has a motion on both cases, for a phone call.
Those motions will be granted. Brant DeWitt's bond will be forfeited and warrant should be issued for his arrest in cause numbers M 331-970 and cause number M 331-972. Next, and Mr. Wilkerson, you're free to go. You have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge. You as well.
You're welcome. Next case is cause number M 329-584, case of style of state of Texas versus Arturo David Beltra Cisneros.
Ready, Judge. Thank you.
Mr. on the trial.
For the court's information, state it's abandoning the enhancement paragraph and language in regard to blood alcohol content greater than 0.15. Proceeding on a DWI first.
Okay. Fine, okay. It's errors. Might be an ultra system error. Here we go. Okay. Mr. Cisneros, your full name is Arturo David Beltra Cisneros.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Cisneros, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Cisneros, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes,
Mr. Cisneros, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Cisneros?
I'm doing well, Your Honor.
That's good, Mr. Cisneros. You're representing your case by your attorney Tom Kelly. Attorney Kelly, how are you doing?
Good will, Judge. Thank you.
Mr. Kelly, do you waive a record in Mr. Cisneros' case?
We do, Judge. Thank you.
Mr. Cisneros, I have before me a document that is titled Information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information alleges that on or about March 1st of 2021, while you in Jefferson County, Texas, in a public place, operating a motor vehicle, that you committed to Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated with alcohol concentration level 0.15 or more. The state has elected to abandon the enhancement paragraph. And by doing so, you will not be charged with a Class A misdemeanor. You'll be charged with a lesser offense, which is a Class B misdemeanor, DWI. So I'll read this to you again. The state is alleging that on or about March 1st of 2021, while you in Jefferson County, Texas, operating a motor vehicle in a public place in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated. Mr. Cisneros, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, we do, Judge.
And to discharge Mr. Cisneros, how do you plead guilty, not guilty, no contest?
Guilty.
Now, you're pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes,
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
yes.
Now, Mr. Cisneros, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. Mr. Cisneros, do you recognize this document?
Yes.
On page 2 of the same document, the set of initials on the line next to the box is just guilty. Are these your initials?
Yes.
And on the next page, page 3, there's a signature above the line that's titled Defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes.
And on the next document, that's titled Trial Court Certification to Defendant's Right of Appeal, you recognize this document?
Yes.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes.
At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes that's checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes.
The second box that's checked states that you are waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes.
Now, I also have another document before me that's titled Discovery Certification. Recognize this document?
Yes.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes.
Now, Mr. Cisneros, before you signed and initialed these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
State. Now, Mr. Cisneros, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1, state like offer State's 1.
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections?
No objection, States 1.
No objection, State's Exhibit 1 is admitted. And Mr. Cisneros, your attorney, Mr. Kelly has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
Has he provided fully effective and competent legal representation?
Yes.
Mr. Cisneros, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers was freely and voluntarily given, And we'll also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do.
What is that agreement?
We say for plea of guilty of the contest to the lesser included offense, they agree to recommend 180 days probated for 1 year, $500 fine and court costs, 80 hours community service, and all of the standards, terms and conditions for DWI person.
80 hours. That's correct. Community service. Okay, now, what is his court cost? 407. Okay, now, Mr. Cisneros, the state is offering that you serve 180 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not be required to serve any time in the Jefferson County Jail because you'll be placed on probation for 1 year. During the 1 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine, $500 plus court costs of $407. You'll be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, a year analysis fee, $15 each month, and a reimbursement fee of $15. You'll also be required to pay the DWI education and initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of the plea. Should a further evaluation be needed, you'll be required to pay an additional $50. Your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay each month while you're on probation, is $166 a month. Will you be able to pay the $166 each month?
Yes.
You'll also be required to perform 80 hours of community service. You'll be required to attend and complete a DWI education class. And you'll be required to have a drug and alcohol assessment. And you'll be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of this probation. Mr. Cisneros, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes.
You think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes.
Do you accept the state's offer?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Cisneros, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state, Mr. Cisneros. This will conclude your case. You're going to stand next to your attorney, follow the directions of the clerk. Once you finish following the directions of the clerk, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Now, Mr. You stand right here.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Macy, what are y'all?
We're in the same boat, which is going to come back tomorrow.
Okay, 1:30?
Hopefully we'll be able to resolve it, but if not, we'll go to trial.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
Okay.
You have a safe trip to court. That's Bailey.
Good, no, go to.
You have?
Have y'all spoken to?
Oh, you got to check with her.
Decline his. Meaning Mr. Adrian Brown.
Yeah, hold on.
What up?
Just tell him to have a seat.
Nothing Holmes is saying.
Next case is Noel Alejandro Rivera, cause number M333320. Mr. Rivera, would you please come forward? Mr. Rivera, you're representing your case by your attorney Christopher Bailey, who's appearing via Zoom. Mr. Rivera, how are you doing? And Mr. Bailey, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Judge. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Mr. Bailey, what is your announcement in Mr. Rivera's case?
Yes, sir. We are just looking to have Mr. Rivera enrolled in the pretrial diversion program.
Okay.
Uh,
Have you already made your application?
no, sir, I don't believe.
Okay, so we're probably gonna have to reset him. Normally they have it every other month. They may be full for December. And so December, we might have to reset him to February, the second week in February. Because he probably won't be able to get in December. Unless you want us to reset it for December, we can do that. That'll be the second week in December to see if he's in. You want us to do that, Mr. Bailey?
Yes, sir.
Okay, give us a reset date. Okay, this case will be reset to December 11th of 2023. Mr. Rivera, you're gonna get your reset here in court. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go. You have a blessed day. Thanks for being patient. And Mr. Bailey, your reset will be sent to you. Mr. Rivera, stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman, okay? Once you get your reset, you're free to go. Mr. Bailey, your reset will be sent to you. You're free to go as well. And you have a blessed day.
Yes, sir. You too. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Okay, Mr. Kimbler. Okay, Mr. Kimbler. Next case is Jashaniel Ray Berry, cause number M332708. Case on the trial docket, all these cases on the trial docket. Mr. Berry, your full name is Jashaniel Ray Berry.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Berry?
I'm doing, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Berry, representing the case by your attorney. Attorney Wright Kimbler, Attorney Kimbler, how are you doing?
You're trying to get-
Okay, and state is represented by Kobe Hoffmeyer. Now, Mr.
The same. We're
Miss-
doing-
Mr. Berry, what is your, I mean, not Mr. Berry, Mr. Kimbler, what is your announcement in Mr. Berry's case?
Your Honor, ready, subject to a contested NTRP hearing tomorrow at 1 o'clock in CDC.
Oh, so that MTRP is gonna go first.
Yeah.
Well, they've had the subpoena and drag her in some.
This is going with the, and this one's 817. He's
Yeah,
a bunch of them ahead of him.
yeah,
But I,
yeah, so you got a contested MTRP, so that's gonna be going. We just have to,
I don't
It's an
anticipate
oval.
taking all afternoon,
But-
but it's a hearing.
but this is. for
yeah.
life.
Yeah, but he's
Probably like his 10th one. This is number 10 of his.
on his
on
list.
his Docket,
Okay,
age box. So I'm saying is.
that's his 10th case?
Yeah, so like he's got number 1
Okay,
and then he's got.
we'll reset that one.
Yeah,
Okay, this one will be reset.
Yeah, Not you.
not you.
Yeah, you're gonna reset.
Okay, just have a seat. That's a motion to revoke probation on another
Oh,
case. Okay, not you. Okay,
but you
So-
can, you sit down. You-
yeah, you can have a seat. Ah, I almost gave him a heart attack there. Okay, Ja'Cory Brooks Cormier,
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 is it Cormier or Cormier?
you Cormier or Cormier?
Cormier or Cormier?
You want? Chance it.
Okay, Mr. Cormier, you're represented in this case by your attorney Wright Kimbler. Attorney Kimbler, what's your announcement?
Does he have a pending, do you have a pending felony? Or just these-
Motion for continuance granted. I don't see no felony.
He's got a felony judge.
He has a felony pending?
He's got 2 misdemeanors on this docket, but he does have a felony.
You have a felony? Oh, so what y'all gonna hold off on this? I mean,
We can't go-
these are both of them assault family violence.
Yeah, but it's our position usually, if the pending felony, that goes, we do our stuff.
Okay, so we're gonna have to reset him. These cases, these some old, one of them is an old case, it's 2020.
I understand, but
He
that's,
has 3.
he got 3 on, but it's just, it's a felony.
Yeah, but if you keep on getting cases, dude, a
Well-
felon is, that's just gonna keep on pushing it back. I
Well, I
mean,
mean,
that-
but that, we got,
Policy.
they got a hammer, what we got, we don't, I mean, that's. The misdemeanors don't always take. Actually,
now he has bond conditions in his cases? So we check. Will you give him bond conditions?
No, sir.
He's looking, okay. He got a deadly
You
conduct
come out with a felony? Yeah.
on his misdemeanors.
and no contact.
Hold on,
Oh,
let
yeah,
me,
yeah, yeah.
let me see.
I'll let
Do
it-
you see anything?
I want to say we said it.
These are on the trial docket. This is, what's his name? Cormier. Oh, yeah, he is. He does? Okay, okay, he's fine then. All right, you get,
Rescind his line. What, she said July.
We probably need to take it off the trial docket, huh?
I do.
Because if he has some felony, I mean, if he ain't gonna keep on coming up,
So that, sorry.
we're gonna put it on pre-trial conference docket.
Okay. You got it.
Okay,
Get back to work.
okay.
Huh?
Next case is cause number M332947, case of style of state of Texas versus Felicia Ann Johnson. Ms. Johnson, would you please come forward? Okay, this is cause number M332947, case of style of state of Texas versus Felicia Ann Johnson. Ms. Johnson, is that your full name? How you doing, Ms. Johnson?
How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Ms. Johnson, you're represented by your attorney, right? Attorney Kimler, what's your announcement?
What's subject to that MTRP?
Judge. You have this on a trial docket?
Yeah, Felicia Ann Johnson.
Just look at it. It's on the trial docket. It's supposed to be number 9.
Okay, I got that. Okay.
59.
Fine.
Now, that other guy had 3 cases, all 3 of his cases was 10.
No, that was very, he was.
I know. You say he was number 10.
So,
Cormier.
could be 4, 16, and 19, but I mean,
Oh,
that's the
okay.
one with the felony. She's 9.
Yeah,
She's ready.
okay.
But
Yeah, we'll just see.
You want it back tomorrow?
Yeah, be back tomorrow at 1:30. Okay. Next, yeah,
I don't want to try and I didn't be able to.
You want to do it?
No.
Well, then you go with that.
next case is cause number M333336, case of style of state of Texas. That door is locked, ma'am, if you're going through that door. Dwayne Ned,
Ned, John?
Demond Ned?
All right.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
This is a 22. Okay, Mr. Ned, how are you doing? I'm doing fine, thanks. Mr. Ned, you represented by Ryan Kimler. Mr. Kimler, what's your announcement?
Ready, subject to that MTRP.
And state?
that's
Okay. Be back tomorrow at 1:30.
Thank you.
Okay. The
15. He's not 15.
Denera, what's that? Denera Ochoa Seja? Miss Seja? Your first name is Deanita Seja. Ochoa Seja. Now, Mr. Kimler, what's your announcement?
Ready.
State?
That's ready.
Okay, we'll be back tomorrow at 1:30 for trial.
Be back tomorrow.
For trial. Okay, Taylor Marie Parker, cause number M310746.
That's just all that we are. I'll have to look.
Miss Parker, how are you doing? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Ms. Parker, you're represented by your attorney Wright, criminal attorney Kimler. What's your announcement?
Ready.
State?
That's ready. So that's 2016. That's the oldest one.
Okay. So,
Case, Your Honor.
okay. You,
Yes, that's the number 1.
That's number 1.
okay, we'll be back tomorrow at 1:30. And Zaid Augustus Tatum. Mr. Tatum, how are you doing? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Tatum. You represented by Attorney Kimbler. Attorney Kimbler, what's your announcement?
Ready, subject to that into.
State,
That's right, Judge. This is number 21.
okay, yeah, he can get a reset. Once you get your case reset, you'll be free to go. His case is reset, he's 21. Now we're gonna go to, let's see, pretrial conference docket. Jeremy Lee Ford,
That's the announcement docket. That's.
announcement docket. Would you come forward, Mr. Ford? Your full name is Jeremy Lee Ford? Okay, how you doing, Mr. Ford? Okay, Mr. Ford, you're represented by Mr. Kimball. What's your announcement, Mr. Kimball?
Trial.
Okay, this is gonna reset this case for trial. Give us a trial date. Okay, this case is gonna be reset to December 11th, 2023. Mr. Ford, once you get your reset from your attorney, you're free to go. And you have a blessed day.
Yeah.
Mr. Kimball, I think that's your last one.
Wait, sorry.
Okay. Now, Mr. You here for a case?
Yes, I'm talking to
Okay,
Michael Ford and Alex Ford.
okay. This is cause number M332230, case of style of state of Texas versus Alexis R. Colbert. The bailiff forget her.
Yeah, whatever. No, but it's not on. Is it on?
Should have a reset in your court for another week, so we're just wanting to reset it to Monday.
Is it
Follow her felon. She's got.
Miss Colbert,
on pre-trial or? Is it, you know, her?
She's on, the pre-trial.
yeah. Now, Miss Colbert,
No, now. It's enough.
your case is, you have a felony case that's been reset? What's the reset date?
Monday, a week from today.
Okay, so that'd be 20. Okay, we're gonna reset this case to the same date, October 23rd.
Although.
She has two cases?
Right?
Oh, yes, she sure does. Yeah, both your cases gonna be reset to October 23rd, 2023, once you get your resets. From your attorney, you're free to go. You have a blessed day. Michael Ford, cause number 23CCCR 1402.
This is the same thing, Judge, except CDC next door reset it a month out, so we're just asking.
What's
for-
your reset date?
We haven't gotten an official date, they just told us a month from now.
Okay.
Sorry, Judge, I wish it was.
And what's your name again?
Reagan Minaldi, I'm a
Re-
new attorney.
Yes,
with
I
Terrence.
think I saw it on Facebook.
Yes,
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Okay, what date is that? You don't have a date yet?
I'm not sure.
Just if he doesn't have a date, our court coordinator is gonna check the date and we're gonna send the reset to Mr. Gersh.
Perfect, thank
Okay,
you.
so you're free to go. You have a blessed day and congratulations, you're free to go as well.
Thank you, Judge.
Two cases, they're both returned. But I have a third one with you.
Adrian Brown, Mr. Hopper.
All right, thank you.
On Brown, I have a note here, Kobe Hopper, to check if case is supposed to be dismissed.
On Brown.
That's the note I have on the docket sheet. Kobe Hopper, to check if case is supposed to be dismissed.
I look at my notes, Judge. But I have Mr. Cobb, I haven't talked to him since, I don't know. Cause he didn't follow up with me about it. Like, he should have was at, like.
Right.
Would have known it would have been off.
Right.
Felony would have dismissed.
So your
Oh.
felony been resolved?
Okay.
That's what, and
Okay, so he was supposed to check to see if the
If I got a-
misdemeanor was supposed to be dismissed once you fled to the felony?
okay, let me check.
The felony was dismissed
Okay,
3 weeks ago.
okay, he's gonna check. He's gonna call it, he's gonna check with the felony prosecutor. So just have a seat. He may get back with him in a few minutes. And he may not.
In the notes, if it is, then I'll.
Okay, you're gonna look in the file, look in the notes. Okay.
Yeah.
I saw Mr. Who is Mr. Bernard?
You made an announcement.
Okay.
I don't remember him, if he approached him, but maybe it did.
Call Burbank's office. He was on Zoom for a while. Now, Mr. Mendoza, this is cause number M332-367. This case is styled State of Texas versus Jose Luis Cardenas Mendoza. Is that your full name? Yes, Cardenas Mendoza. Now, Mr. Mendoza, how are you doing? I'm doing fine, Mr. Mendoza. You're represented by your attorney, Peter Dahl. Mr. Dahl, I see a note here that says was reset to sign pretrial diversion.
That hasn't been accomplished yet.
Okay, and when is he scheduled to sign pretrial in December? That's the next. We need to know. Scheduled to sign.
He was under the impression that he's done today, I know.
No. He has to go to pretrial. You know where you have to go to pretrial diversion? You know, you need to set up the appointment with the probation department. Okay, we're gonna anticipate that you're gonna set it up at 1 on December the 6th. Okay, you need to contact him, know if he can get in December the 6th. And so your case is gonna be reset. And we're gonna reset it a week after that date. Give us a pretrial diversion.
In December?
Yes, it says, I think he was doing December 13th.
Yeah.
That would be a week later.
Right, so we're gonna reset it to December 13th, 2023. Now, Mr. Mendoza, stay in contact with your attorney so that you can sign up for pretrial diversion on December 6th in the DA's office on the 3rd floor. but your attorney need to set that up. He'll let you know if December 6th is a good date or not.
Yes, sir.
All right. You're gonna get your reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go. And you have a blessed day. And Bryce Smith,
He's outside. I told him I'd come get him if we need to do it. He's there's a communication gap, I think.
okay. Okay, this is cause number 23 CCCR 0225, case of South State of Texas versus Bryce Smith. Okay, again, Mr. Smith, how are you doing? Now, Mr. Smith, you're representing your case by your attorney. In this case, Mr. Peter or Mr. Dahl, what is this is on the announcement docket. What's your announcement?
That there may have been a big communication problem because there's two different lawyers.
We had two
And-
different cases, right?
Yeah, and he wants to try the one I have.
You want a trial?
Yeah.
Okay, give us a reset. I'll reset this for trial. It's gonna be reset to December 4th, 2023. Your attorney gonna get you reset. Once you get your reset,
That'd be in the afternoon.
you usually pick a jury at 1:30.
Oh, that one.
Okay, but you,
Third eye.
we'll usually we show up on Monday the 4th, but the trial we'll be picking out on the 5th,
Okay.
December 5th. Okay, but
What's your objection, actually? My birthday, the third. I celebrate. I'm joking with you. Oh, okay.
all right, all right.
All right.
You're gonna get your reset. Once you get your reset, you're free to go and you have a blessed day. And we have Mr. You welcome. Yes, yeah, your excuse. You have a blessed day. Next case is cause number M333732, case of South State of Texas versus Justin Trey Bishop. Mr. Bishop, would you please come forward? Mr. Bishop, well, how are you doing?
What's another day?
That's good. Can't be better than being blessed. Now, Mr. Bishop, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Jared Gilthorpe, who is appearing via Zoom. Attorney Gilthorpe, how are you doing?
Doing well, Judge. Thank you.
That's good. Now, Mr. Gilthorpe, what is your announcement in Mr. Bishop's case?
Judge, we're ready.
State?
We're ready, Your Honor.
Okay, now thank you. Say that's the number one.
It's probably gonna be close to number one, if not number one.
Okay, so Mr. Gilthorpe, you need to be here tomorrow at 1:30.
I'll be there.
You and your client. Okay, y'all need to appear back tomorrow at 1:30, pick a jury.
Come back tomorrow.
All right, you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Jefferson County Court at law number 2 is back in session. The court is in session and calls number M332750. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Michaela O'Shanna Joseph Brown. Michaela Joseph, let me read that, repeat that. Michaela O'Shanna Joseph Isaac. Michaela Joseph Isaac was scheduled to be in court this morning at 9 a.m. At or about 9 a.m., the court's bailiff called the name of Michaela Joseph Isaac at the courthouse door. Michaela Joseph Isaac did not answer. A reasonable, she did not answer. She did not appear in court since the court has been in session. The time now is 12:56 p.m. on today's date of October 16 of 2023. Ms. Bailiff, would you please call the name of Michaela Joseph Isaac? There's Mr. Burbank.
I'll respond, Your Honor.
Michaela Joseph Isaac was scheduled to be in court this morning at 9 a.m. Michaela Joseph Isaac has not appeared since the court's been in session. She has not answered on the second bailiff call. And the state has given her a reasonable time to appear in court. She has not appeared in court. State, do you have a motion?
Yes, same moves for bond forfeiture.
That motion will be granted. Michaela Joseph Isaac's bond will be forfeited and warrant should be issued for arrest, and cause number M332750. Next case is cause number M325664. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Marlon Riley. Mr. Riley, would you please come forward? Mr. Riley, how are you doing? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Riley, you represented your case by your attorney, Attorney Thomas Burbank, who's appearing via Zoom. Attorney Burbank, how are you doing?
Doing fine, Judge.
Mr. Burbank, what is your announcement in Mr. Riley's case?
We were over in drug court this morning. The prosecutor was out sick. It's been reset for a couple of weeks. It should be dispositive.
Okay, let me ask you this. Do you have a court date or?
I haven't received a reset yet. The coordinator hasn't sent one over. If she has, I'm not aware of it.
Okay, we're gonna reset this date on the same date of your felony. And so you're gonna do like you did today, go over there, finish, and then come and check in here. Our court administrator is gonna be checking for your felony court date. Now, you're free to go, stay in contact with your attorney and your boss because they will get notice of your reset dates. All right, you're free to go. Thanks for being patient with us. You have a blessed day. Next case is cause number M328902. Case is styled the state of Texas versus John Willis Bernard. Mr. Bernard, please come forward. Mr. Bernard, your full name is John Willis Bernard.
Yes, it is.
How are you doing, Mr. Bernard? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Bernard. You're represented in your case by your attorney Burbank. Attorney Burbank. Mr. Bernard's case is on the court's trial docket. I see here there's a note that said this is the #1 trial setting. Mr. Burbank, what's your announcement?
It's up to the state judge, subject to other things that are tomorrow, but they want to try it.
Okay, state, you ready?
We are ready. I'm not sure if Cubby gave him an offer or not, but we are ready.
It don't matter what else you are doing, I'm not taking.
Okay, well, we
fine, we're
understand.
ready.
Okay, Mr. Burbank, you're ready as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm in CDC tomorrow, but I'm not on the court trial docket, Judge. I just have hearings.
Okay.
So I can,
Yeah, I think well, you're gonna be close. I think we gotta.
well, what is closed? This closed, Judge, or
Yes,
if someone could call me from the state today.
Right now, you're #2. Okay, because there's one in front of you.
I try harder, Judge. I should be #1.
But you know what? I think this it was especially set because I see number one trial setting. I think
Okay,
we
well,
did a
that's fine.
specialist set on this
That's
one.
fine.
But, we out.
Because my students are,
No, I don't, it doesn't have nothing to do with that. Okay, so, y'all be back tomorrow at 1:30 for trial. We'll pick a jury. You can get your reset. Once you get your reset, you're free to go and you have a blessed day.
I did hear Judge reference to Isaac. I think she was on pretrial diversion.
You think she's in pretrial diversion?
Yeah, I have a letter in the for pretrial diversion.
With what
in
they'll check that, with the prosecutors will check it. If that's correct, then she won't have a bond forfeiture.
Yeah, I think she was pretrial diversion. I mean, I have it in my file that's pretrial diversion.
That's her name is Michaela Oshana Joseph Isaac. Yeah, she's on
think.
back at page 1.
No, up. Hey, Judge, no, it said it's another person I was thinking of.
Okay, so that's the bond forfeiture. All right. So this will conclude the calling of the court's trial docket, of course, pretrial conference docket, and the court's announcement docket in County Court at Law Number 2, Jefferson County, Texas. Judge Terrence L. Holmes presides.